But to reach for the skies, to be the best in anything, needs something called passion, and it needs something called commitment. And especially from those of you who work for the business. You're being asked to believe, you see, that whatever the short-term setbacks, whatever the day-to-day problems, and they can and will and do occur, whatever happens, you will keep moving forward as individuals and as a team. And to believe this, you have to care. And I hope in a few moments I'm going to be able to show you, with a little help, how much you do care. And I realised, you know, just how seriously the British take their gardens when I got a call one morning from Buckingham Palace. And I was being invited to go to the palace to meet His Royal Highness, the Prince Andrew, to talk about the maintenance of his lawns out at his first married home, Sunninghill Park, where he lived with Sarah Ferguson. And during this time I'm telling you about, I did a little bit of work with some well-known TV gardening programmes. Norman touched on them a little bit earlier. And through that, I didn't actually appear, of course, I was hovering about in the background, but through that I got to know one or two well-known gardeners, people like the late great Jeff Hamilton, for those of you who remember him, and Southampton's own Charlie Dimmock. And I got some tips from these famous gardeners. How many of you have done something you didn't get paid any more for, you didn't need to do it, but you did it anyway? Maybe you helped a customer, maybe you helped a colleague out. How many of you have done something like that? You don't have to say what it is, and I see there's a lot of hands going up, and so maybe you want to put a leg up. I don't know if you're running out of hands, but thank you. Why do you do these things? So I want to say to the managers and the team leaders here today, those of you who currently got the job title, and those of you who will have the job title one day, think about how many people put their hands up and what that tells us about the people who work at Hambrooks. I think you do more than you realise. I think you do more than deal with plants and turf and topsoil, paving slabs, railway sleepers. You do more than work on sites. You're dealing very often with people's homes. And this is the place where they hope and dream, and where, if they've got them, they raise their kids. And if that's not dealing with people's emotions, folks, I don't know what is. Norman's told us a little bit about the investment, the money that's being spent, going into garden centres, into the Landscape Academy, into marketing. Hampton Court, world's largest flower show. You guys will be there this year. I think in future, apparently small things will make a big difference. Been mentioned a time or two, ISO 14001 accreditation. Really snappy title, that. These awards, they're the things that will differentiate you, because things going through customers' minds, if the price is much the same, if the materials you're going to use are much the same, if the lead time is much the same, if they like the design, not much in it. The customer is thinking, they're frequently saying, but they're certainly thinking, what else have you got? What else do you do? I promise you, if you go sit with people, they're going to eat their lunch, not you. That's a promise. You can speak. You can tell people, as I know you do from time to time, you can tell your mates, like I used to do 150 years ago when I was on the football pitch. You can tell them, well played, nice one, good result. You can make the people around you feel valued at any time, on any day of the week. And it costs nothing, and it means a lot. Being good at what the experts call interpersonal relationships, HR people say interpersonal relationships, Derek. I want to concentrate on those. It means being good at getting along with each other, being good at being part of a team. Being good at that, that's not a soft option, that's fundamental to the future of Hambrooks, and it will impact directly on the bottom line and therefore on things like job security. Why are these things important? Well, they're important because having a relationship with other people in the workplace ain't optional. It's not optional. Whatever your job, whatever you do, you're doing it in relation to other people.